Hi, it's Coach Mo here, and I am here to talk today about one of the most common problems that our clients have. And it's a phrase I coined years ago after working with thousands of professional women in my kick-ass career workshop. And I will tell you this, I personally have suffered from the same condition. And it's not just a condition, it's something that happens in the work world. It happens in life as well. And most people are familiar with the trauma response and post-traumatic stress syndrome, which has been brought forward by a variety of conditions that happen in our external world that take our nervous system into a level of non-functioning or disempowerment. The same thing happens in the job, in the workplace. We suffer from job trauma and workplace trauma in very similar ways that we would suffer from any other traumatic syndrome. Now, the good news is this. These things are situational and temporary for the most part, but they have to be taken care of. You can't sit in a job trauma scenario and get better. So listen in. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to talk to you about how to spot job trauma, whether this is an issue that you need to focus on. And later on in this series I'm doing all week long, I'm going to talk about how to really thrive in it, how to bounce back afterwards, and how to not be a victim of it. Because as professional women, you have at your fingertips a very, very important asset called your career. And I know as young girls and young women growing up, maybe we didn't think about our career as a real asset, but it truly is not only an asset to your family and your finances and your future, but it's an asset to you as a human being contributing in the world. And when things go sideways, as sometimes they will do, when things go sideways, you've got to get it back on track. Otherwise, you're not only losing a sense of self, you're also losing real dollars and real trajectory and momentum towards your future. And I'm going to explain this and talk about this not only today as I uncover how to recognize job trauma, but also in the subsequent sessions throughout the rest of this week. Tune in, make sure you're on my email list so that you get every single bit of this special series. You'll want to take notes and pay attention because if you're like our clients, 50 to 75% of them have had experiences of job trauma that have caused their earnings to lag, caused their souls to get depleted, and have caused their entire futures to be less than what they can be until they come across what we do in my career kick-ass workshop. I have 12 weeks I take our clients through where this is one of the main things that we help our clients work through. But before we get into that, I want to talk to you about how to recognize job trauma and be aware that it may be the thing that is holding you back. If you're familiar with my work, you might want to go ahead and book yourself a complimentary career clarity call at mofall.com/talk, where you can speak to one of my career breakthrough strategists and actually go through with her the exact steps and the exact things that have been going on in your career and perhaps the things that have pulled you backwards or caused you not to advance. And then, of course, we're going to talk to you about your dreams and what's important and what you want to do. And if we can help you solve what's not working in your career and help you get to your dream job in that right place, right career, right salary, right organization, we can certainly talk about next steps and what my workshop looks like. We do my workshop through invitation only, and I want to make sure through that special clarity call that you understand what's really going on. And if we are the right fit, we may be able to talk about what I do in my workshop. It's an invitation only. It's a very specific program and protocol. It's a proven formula that we've done with over 2,000 clients having amazing results. But the first thing we do is bring their soul back to life. And that is the key aspect to understanding and knowing whether you have job trauma. So you might say, Mo, what is my soul and what does it feel like? Well, if you're religious or spiritual at all, you've probably endeavored to think about what your soul is all about and who that version of you is inside there. The version of you behind the eyes, behind the mind, the version of you that is thinking your thoughts, the version of you that is experiencing your life. But it's sort of like this observer, this spirit essence of who you are. And if that doesn't resonate with you, you can go ahead and swipe my video. But I'm going to tell you this: job trauma grabs a hold of your soul and has it in a cage. And why does it go that way? Well, we have to very simply look at the nervous system and how the nervous system is constructed in our physical body, which is so different than how things happen in the essence and the soul world. In our physical body, this apparatus that has bones and muscles and blood vessels and skin and a nervous system, this physical body helps us navigate the physical world. And one of the attributes of the physical body is a nervous system that's number one job is to keep you out of danger. And how does it do that? Well, if you touch a hot stove, your nervous system goes, ooh, too hot. And you pull your hand away so you can avoid burning your hand. Same thing happens with any and all negative stimuli. And as a matter of fact, your nervous system responds positively to positive stimuli. Oh, that flower smells good. Let me get a little closer. Oh, that chocolate brownie tastes good. Let me get a little bit more. Oh, being with this person feels really good. I want to be with this person more often. Oh, this job is really awesome. I love contributing and feeling valuable and recognized. You move toward the things that bring you pleasure, and you move away from the things that bring you pain. But what if in your job, you have a boss or colleagues who have in the past or who continually are traumatizing you? And I'm not just talking about narcissists who gaslight and play psychological games. There's an element of that in a lot of workplaces. There's an element of that in a lot of people's relationships with bad bosses. But I'm not just talking about that. I'm also talking about a culture or an environment that you're getting shoved aside. I recently talked about quiet firing on LinkedIn, and it stimulated a couple of folks to reach out to me. Here's the thing. If you're being marginalized and pushed aside, you're getting dismissed. And that begins to start an entire trauma pattern. Job trauma is when our nervous system starts to have a pattern of repeating responses, moving us away from our highest self. And how we take care of that and what we do as coaches on helping elevate women through that is something I'll cover on subsequent episodes. But today, I want to tell you about how you know if you've got job trauma. Maybe you don't have excitement for your future. That can be a job trauma pattern. Perhaps you're denying yourself opportunity for growth or enhancement at your current company. Perhaps you're judging yourself harshly because you feel that your performance isn't there because you're not getting the proper feedback. And if you feel depleted in your body, and if you feel that your physical self sort of worn out and not interested in too much. And I'm not talking here about clinical depression, although I think job trauma can lead to that. If you have some further mental health symptoms, I do suggest that you reach out to a mental health provider or a healthcare provider. I'm talking about situational job trauma that can happen as you continue to expose yourself to negative forces in the workplace, and your nervous system has repeating patterns of responding to that negative feedback, bringing you to a place of lack of excitement, denying yourself opportunities, perhaps silently wishing that they would dismiss you, fire you, give you a severance package. Perhaps you're sitting in more of a passive role now because you feel like you've been treated harshly, you feel like you've been yelled at in the wrong environments, you feel like you've been wronged. Over and over again, the nervous system creates a pattern, and then it begins to react in lesser situations, but the nervous system has this defense that it says, oh, there it comes again, and has a real rebound effect for that maybe lesser circumstance. If your boss looks at you wrong, but this same boss has gaslit you and told you what a stupid person you are and how worthless your work is, If that person then looks at you incorrectly or you interpret that, you're going to have a replay of that emotional negative experience. And that's what happens over time in the workplace that I coin job trauma. So again, if you're denying yourself future opportunities, if you feel that you have put yourself in the back seat because you don't want to be harmed again, if you feel no excitement for your future, and after work, if you're just absolutely depleted, gee, here's an interesting question. If you live with someone, if you live with kids or a spouse or a partner, ask them, how am I at night? Maybe you don't even have to ask. Maybe you know. So many of our clients, and I'll take Maria as an example. Maria came to us after she quit her job after 12 years because she couldn't navigate the negative environment in any other way than what she knew. And her only way out was to quit. Maria quit her job thinking she would just kind of take a month off or so and then begin her job search. But you know what happened? That job trauma pattern was so sitting in her nervous system that she really didn't even want to find another job. And she had convinced herself that no matter what, she would just find any job, even if it was a lesser job, making less money. And at the time, 3 kids and a husband, lesser money wasn't really what the family was going to thrive doing, but she didn't know how to contextualize that in any different way. She said, wow, if I'm playing up here and I can't handle it, then I must not be capable. Now, Maria has a master's degree, 12 years experience at a particular high-end employer. She was ready to go up, but that job trauma pattern and having quit her job caused her to have massive self-doubt about who she is and what she can bring to the world. She was ready to settle for less until she came across a video just like this. And she said, ooh, this is something I should pay attention to. We took Maria through our process in our Kick-Ass Career Workshop. And the very first week, she began to realize that she had left her soul parked because it was so depleted. She didn't even know who she was anymore. She had lost the feelings of being a good mom. She had lost the feelings of being a good wife to her husband, who she loved dearly. And over the weeks, week 1, she started realizing it. Week 2, started feeling better. And now all of a sudden, she's thinking to herself and feeling in a really authentic way, I am ready for more. I'm ready for that next level. She began to heal and come into herself, which is the soul work we do at the very beginning of our 12-week workshop. And then she deployed all of the strategies that we have, began looking at her successes and achievements and thinking, yeah, I am good at what I do. And yes, I can do more. Then soon we tailored her resume so that it would match this one particular job that happened to come up that was the most perfect fit for her. And Maria is in a niche of a niche of a niche. She was ready to settle for just having a general lower level job. But when she found that niche job, we went to work making sure that her resume, her LinkedIn, and her interview prep coaching was going to match what that employer, that potential cool, awesome company would be looking for from her. We got her all ready, and she nailed interview after interview, got coached, interview, got coached, success. And then she landed her job, making several tens of thousands of dollars more, landing a higher level role, working with a company that she is excited about. And she's able to work from home because the company has national presence, and her job is going to be going to different places where they do business. And she's been thriving in that job ever since. That was about a year ago now. She's taken an anniversary trip with her husband. She's taken her kids on dream vacations. She's thriving and living her life. And I'm going to tell you what, just her face has changed from sort of being miserable and mopey, down on herself, to being thriving, happy, and excited. I interviewed her several months ago and had the pleasure of seeing her in her thriving energy. And she's done such a great job bouncing back from her job trauma, bouncing back to having felt that quitting was her only way out. And it really wasn't. Luckily, she came across us only a month after she quit, so we were able to save her and build her back up very quickly. If you have job trauma, if you're feeling no excitement for your future, denying yourself further opportunity, or thinking you can't possibly do more, if you're judging yourself harshly and feeling depleted at the end of the day, you may indeed have job trauma and have a situation where you're literally robbing yourself of your future. You're robbing your family or your partner of who you are and the best version of you. Don't do that any longer. Check out what we have to offer. Book yourself a complimentary career clarity call at mofall.com/talk and sit with one of our career breakthrough strategists who will take you through an amazingly healthy and empowering discovery call. On that call, we'll determine what's really going on and whether we can help you. Job trauma is a real situation that's stalling hundreds of thousands of women's careers. It's stalling growth and earnings. It's stalling feeling awesome at your soul level. Don't let that happen to you. Go ahead and book a complimentary career clarity call with us and help us understand with you and for you what's really going on with your career and if job trauma is the thing that's holding you back. You'll be glad you booked that call. Again, it's mofall.com/talk. And we'll have a very, very productive phone call with you and really help you set yourself up for the right decision and direction going forward. I'm Coach Mo Fall. I was an executive for 30 years, and I started my life out as a registered nurse and built myself to the highest levels of the executive suite, becoming a CEO and a COO in a variety of my career aspirations. I know what job trauma feels like. I know how it altered my course in my career. And now I'm working with hundreds and hundreds of women over the past several years to help them not have those delays or stalled out patterns in their career. You could be also suffering from this same condition. It's mofall.com/talk, and we'll get on it right away. We'll see you on your complimentary career clarity call. Don't let job trauma stop you in your tracks or stop you from being the best version of you to your family, for your future, or for your financial health. It's a real problem, and we can help you solve it. This is Coach Mo Fall. We'll see you on the clarity call, and we'll see you next time. mofall.com/talk. Everywhere on social media, learn about careers, bringing your soul back to life, and how to advance, even though you might feel that you have job trauma and you just can't do another thing. I want to help you get your soul back. This is Mo Fall, mofall.com/talk. We'll see you next time.